I see you returned for another tale from this Unseelie host. Well, you know what to do. Turn off the lights, gather round, and prepare. For tonight's story is a story from the borders of Scotland. One of the more dangerous of the Unseelie host, the Red Cap. The Red Cap. There are several of them. And they were malevolent, murderous dwarves. They were said to inhabit ruined castles around the border between England and Scotland. Red Caps murdered travellers who strayed into their homes and dyed their hats with the victims' blood. Now Red Caps must kill regularly. They must do it because if the blood dries in their hat, they die. Now, Red Caps are very fast. They're generally armed with heavy pikes and iron-shod boots, which makes them odd in the fairy world because they're not affected by iron. Now, outrunning a Red Cap is impossible, and the only way to escape one is to quote a passage from the Bible, apparently, but that I somehow doubt. They lose a tooth on hearing it, which they leave behind. They're generally sturdy old men with red eyes, taloned hands made of steel, talons that is, and large teeth. Now, there's a tale I will tell you of William de Soulis. He was a nobleman from about 1280 to 1320, and I shall tell you the tale of what he did. For William de Soulis, when he became Lord of Hermitage Castle in 1318, he rapidly demonstrated a deep vein of cruelty that made him loathed by anyone who came into contact with him. Stories began to circulate that he practiced the black arts, and he used to kidnap local children and use their blood in dark rituals. With these rituals he would summon up a familiar Robin Redcap, and once summoned they would roam the area, killing travellers and residents in order to keep fresh the bloodstains on the Red Cap's hat. Because of these, and quite simply, William de Soulis himself was killed because of these evil deeds. Thing is, his Red Cap servant prophesied that he could not be killed by stabbing or by rope. So what the locals did eventually, after his latest atrocity of backstabbing a local lord who saved a woman that he was going to be that he had captured. Well, on hearing this, Robert de Bruce finally heard about this activity, and Bruce, in exasperation, because this is not the first time Bruce had heard of these atrocities, cried out, "Soulis, Soulis, go boil him in a brew." Now, the locals heard of this, and managed to overwhelm and capture de Soulis. And they used a specially forged chain to bind him, as the ropes could not contain him at all, as due to prophecy. And they took him to the summit of Nine Stane Rig. And since he could not be killed by ordinary means, he was boiled in molten lead in a cauldron suspended over a large fire. Now the Red Caps were very dangerous. If you wandered into their home, you were going to die. So watch out when walking round in the Highlands, and the borders even, for the Red Caps could be needing to dye their hat again. Enjoy yourself next time.